Today I'm going to be talking about Finney Shaw is a shy but clever 13-year-old boy who's being held in a soundproof basement by a sadistic, masked killer. When a disconnected phone on the wall starts to ring, he soon discovers that he can hear the voices of the murderer's previous victims. The good parts of this movie. Let's start with the obvious one. Ethan Hawke is fantastic as this really messed up guy, but the thing that I notice with this character is that he's not necessarily intimidating, but he's kind of just creepy and weird, but not in an intimidating way. He's just a weird guy, and when you're trapped with a weird guy, who knows what's going to happen? And I think that factor in the movie worked very well for me. The child actors were obviously fantastic. I have nothing bad to say about them. Child actors are usually hit or miss, and I think this one was a hit. I thought the dynamic with the family members in this movie were fantastic. And even the dad, though he is a very messed up person in this movie, you understand some of what he's going through and why he's the way he is with his kids. But that's all I'm really going to say on that. The cinematography is obviously really good. I thought some of the song selection was pretty good, especially some of the songs they picked for the beginning of the movie. I thought the way they bring in the murderer's previous victims, and instead of just hearing their voices, you actually get to see those kids. And I thought that was a really cool and neat thing to do. Would I consider this movie like a straight up horror slasher? No. I think it has elements of horror, but I wouldn't call it a horror movie. I think it's a psychological thriller, but it is a really intense movie. And if you don't like intense movies with children's endangerment being involved, you probably shouldn't see this movie. But I think that for me personally, I can handle that, and I enjoyed that part. And I thought it brought the suspense, intensity very well. And to be honest with you, another great thing I have to say about this movie is the pacing. From the beginning of the movie all the way to the end of the movie, I was hooked to my seat. I didn't feel the need to pause it. I didn't feel the need to check the time on my phone. No, I was just engaged through the whole movie, and I think that's a good thing. Some movies just don't grip you entirely. Like it could be a great movie, but some periods in the movie you're like, you want to check your phone, or you want to go get something to eat, or go to the bathroom or whatever. But for this movie, I was watching it from the beginning to end, and that is credit to everyone working in that movie. All right, this is going to be like my last point, but I think another great part of this movie is the fact that you really feel the weight and the impact of these kids' murders. The movie does a good job of not just showing, this boy that we follow in the movie getting kidnapped, but it also shows the impact that the previous murders have had on other children. And that is a good thing, because when the boy eventually does get trapped in this movie, you really feel the stakes. You feel like this kid is gonna die. Like, there's no possible way of him getting out of this situation. And I thought the movie nailed that part of it. This is probably my only, complaint. It's not even, a bad thing, but it's just a little complaint I have. I just feel like the kids in this movie sometimes the dialogue was kind of hit or miss with it. Like, just some of the things that they would say, it just kind of took me out. And I was like, wait, kids used to talk like this? This is kind of weird. And I understand it's a different period of time, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I didn't know people spoke like this. And some of the insults are just, I don't know, it just took me out. Like, it wasn't like, oh, she got him. It was just like, oh, she said that. That's interesting. That's really it. Overall, The Black Phone is a really solid movie. It's a really great thriller. It's a really good psychological thriller. I think some of the things they do with the children in this movie, especially the two main children in this movie, works very well, and you're going to be hooked to your seat the entire time. My only problem was really just the dialogue with the children, but aside from that, I think this movie was really great. I'm going to go ahead and give The Black Phone a 7.5 out of 10. What did you guys think of The Black Phone? Have you seen it? Have you not seen it? Let me know your opinions. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know. Those are my thoughts on that.